So with that being said, I'm going to invite up Christina Pottis and Samantha Lucky, who are both from Achievement First Bridgeport Academy Elementary School. Christina is the principal, and Samantha is the Dean of Culture.
I should use a microphone? Yes. Okay, all right. I'm going to start out by saying I'm used to running professional development on Fridays for teachers, and so I may talk on the fast side because I know just like our little children don't last long, adults don't last too long, much long either. So I just want to start out by saying this is my first year as the principal at AF Bridgeport Elementary. I'm coming from the middle school, and I was a dean of students over at the middle school for about 6 years, and a lot of the work that I did had to do with character education. And when I came to the elementary school, we were in a pretty tough spot last year. We had high suspension numbers, high removal numbers. Teachers weren't feeling so great. We weren't seeing the academic results that we really wanted to see, and that comes with growth. As our schools begin to grow, for the first time last year, we were at full capacity in terms of being a full K-4 school, and with that comes many challenges. And one of the things I think about in our mission, Achievement First mission, is that we support the academic and character skills of our scholars. So what that means is that it's 50-50, literally, that we're looking at the academic support that we need, but it just also means that we need to care a lot about the character skills of our students. And one of the things that I really wanted to push this year was the explicit teaching of specific skills and thinking about what are scholars doing in the classroom, what is it that they need to do when they're having a hard time, or when they're trying to grit it out through the SBACs, right? Those SBACs are really, really tough. What does it mean to sit for a very long time and take a test? And then there are times when kids are just really frustrated and don't have the skills yet or haven't seen actual models of those skills. So what does it mean to explicitly teach them that on a regular basis? And I remember having the wonderful opportunity to sit down with Harvard at White's Diner last year to talk about what our relationship was going to look like this year. And I'm so appreciative of the relationship that I've begun with Morellis and the Tauck Foundation and what we've been able to do this year. And then coming into this year, I'm just really excited at the growth and the progress that we've had so far. And I'm about to introduce one of our deans of students, Samantha Lucky. She is a lucky catch, I will say. She came in with tons and tons of energy and really just took the building by storm. And you're going to see in the pictures and all of the things that she's about to present, the work that we've been doing this year that has led to some drastic changes in our school. I also want to put out there, Barbara Blau is one of our social workers, and we're so appreciative of, we've come together as a culture team, our social workers, our dean of students, to really focus on what does it mean to support our scholars in this work, that going after academics is not the only thing that we can do. So I'm going to turn it over to Samantha and highlight some of the work we've been doing.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Please forgive me. I'm just super excited to be here tonight. Thank you for the privilege, Tauck Foundation, and shout out to Harvard. I speak to you guys all the time, and I just really enjoy it, so thank you. Like my wonderful boss just said, so much has been happening at Achievement First, and I'm just super excited to share with you. I speak very loudly, so if it's okay. Is it recording? Okay, then I'll just keep the mic. So first I'm going to start with why character education. So like Christina already touched on, there are so many reasons why character education, right? Academics are so important, but at the end of the day, when we're sending our young babies out into the real world, it's not just about how smart you are, it's also about how kind you can be and how you can deal with different frustrations and different problems. I mean, there are a lot of adults that, sometimes we struggle with solving problems. So when preparing our scholars, we start them now so that years from now, they're ready and they're prepared. So a lot of the things you see up here, we want our kids to be healthy, we want them to be happy. Character education and social emotional learning is helping them turn challenge into growth. How can I learn from a mistake instead of getting really upset and just shutting down from there? You'll see in a picture right here, these are our kindergarten babies who are super duper cute and happy and hanging out together. I just love kid pictures, I'm sure you do too. So as Christina mentioned, last year we were at a really tough spot. You can see where the arrow is pointing where we were for removals. We lost a lot of time. At our school, we do a removal process where if a kid is having a tough time, a teacher can text out to the culture team, including our school counselor, Barbara, and reach out if they need support or if a scholar does have to be removed. And they go through a period of reflecting and then getting them right back to class is our goal. This is where we were last year, and later on in the presentation, you'll see where we are now. So a big part of reducing removals and suspensions was having character education. Each week I send out to the team morning pump-up plans, thanks to Harvard for their wonderful feedback on them every single week. I know it's a lot, so thank you. And pretty much right here you'll see one of our second grade teachers, Ms. Padalano, teaching her kids about, as you can see right here, let me make sure I have the right image. Yes. About how to use their focused brain power. And to them, they have superpowers. So you'll see kids going around school kind of doing this kind of thing right here. It's something they actually learned, right? And they're using that strategy to focus their brains when they're working hard and when they're showing grit. And all of the character education plans relate to REACH, which is our core value system, which is respect, enthusiasm, achievement, citizenship, and hard work. And each month we focus on a different skill and plans that relate to that skill. So we're taking the achievement first REACH and pairing it with social emotional learning. And you'll see in this next slide, the alignment charts that Harvard made, which makes it really, really helpful for me to make plans that align to that. So like, what does it mean to show hard work? What social emotional learning skills go with that? And teachers are able to actually speak that language to scholars, and scholars can actually use that language as well. Yes, please.
Yeah, I just want to, speaking to that picture, what that would look like in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning after kids have had breakfast. Teachers take about 15 minutes to go through this plan. So particularly those teachers, about a week or two ago, kids were going over their chili hug. When you're frustrated, you can give yourself a chili hug. And I think about in the moment in the classroom, that class has had one removal all year. Kids can use those skills in the classroom, but we also use those skills for if a scholar is removed, that they actually can de-escalate a lot faster and get back to class sooner. So this is something we do on a daily basis, 5 times a week, and then we do more work on Fridays with that.
So the accomplishments that we have seen, even in, we're only in our couple months of school, it seems like it's going so fast. We have seen a reduction of our removal numbers, and that is that our removal numbers of scholars from class have decreased by 77%, and we reduced our actual removal numbers by 88%, and that's 839 hours and 34 days of instruction that we actually got back this year. Yeah, I know, it's like, whoa, right? That we got back this year, and we believe that a big part of that was from scholars really being able to have skills to use when they're frustrated, when they're upset, when someone offends them, when someone hurts their feelings. And you'll see here what Christina was mentioning, the chili hug, and you'll also see our scholars here presenting about some things that happen in morning pump. Another benefit is that teachers are able to see the benefits through the child trends that we're doing with Harvard, as well as the language just living and breathing throughout our school. And just seeing kids happier and seeing teachers happier. Another thing that we do is something called Reach Circle. So that's me right there in the picture. I'm leading Reach Circle, and every month we have a Reach Circle where families come as well to see their scholars. And we actually give awards every month based on that core value and that social emotional skill. Like, oh my gosh, this month you showed so much respect. You were one of our respect winners. And by the end of the year, like every kid is highlighted, which just makes them feel really great, and they're able to learn how to celebrate each other when maybe they're not highlighted. We do a lot of chants and cheers, and actually teachers make cheers with their kids based on the skill we went over that month and the core value. So like last week's circle, just last week, was about enthusiasm, and you get this really cool big trophy if your class is the best enthusiasm cheer, and it's just a really fun time. And parents come, it goes community and family. And I actually have a clip from the circle that I'd like to share with you all. Our first graders came up with a song about enthusiasm and about being what they want to be. And here it is. So I just press play. And so you'll see here, these are all our kids. This is our K-2 circle, so that's kindergarten, first, and second grade. All their teachers, the leadership team, all of our staff come together on this Friday of the month. Oh, the volume's off on the bottom, on the computer. Thank you. So it was a really great moment, and a lot of times it's not just teachers saying, we're gonna sing this chant, it's kids really getting involved. So we learned this about enthusiasm, put that in our cheer. That's gonna represent our team and family. So overall, we've just seen a lot of great work done with social emotional learning. I learned a ton, kids learning a ton, teachers are happy. You know, we have a lot of work to do, but it just feels so good to be able to look back and be able to base what we're doing in actual skills that our scholars will use once they graduate from us and go on to college and beyond. Thank you.